Hi, everybody. Today I'm here to give you an understanding about one more concept, that is about balance scorecard, which is one of the cost management technique which is being used across the globe in different countries to evaluate the performance of effective implementation of the strategy by the management for the successful business operations, which helps in achieving its vision, that is which mainly considered with long term goal being achieved by the organization. So let us try to understand more thing about the balance scorecard. And as I said, the balance scorecard is one of the cost management technique, and it is an evaluation tool which is being used by the management to evaluate its effective and successful implementation of the strategy, and the strategy which is being formulated keeping in mind achieving the vision of the company, that is vision of the organization. So that is where vision is a long term goal being achieved. So balance scorecard is mainly about tracking the organization strategy. So where exactly the strategy is being working, exactly what is the status of effective working of the strategy, and you know that strategy is the planned action. So once the strategy has been formulated, it has been successfully implemented through the techniques, through the process, through the procedures, through the policies. And the last thing about the strategic management is about the strategy evaluation. So when it comes with the strategy evaluation, the balance scorecard will help an organization to evaluate its management performance in successful implementation of the strategies. So that is the relevance of the balance scorecard. And this balance scorecard was developed in early 1990s. Two people mainly are responsible for this development of balance scorecard from Harvard Business School. So they belong to Harvard Business School. The two people are Robert Kaplan and David Norton. So these two people mainly were behind the successful development of balance scorecard. And the next thing is about the objective of balance scorecard. Why balance scorecard is being developed and it is being used by the management. The first purpose, the first objective is to see that the organization is working or striving towards achieving its vision or achieving its long-term goal. So the balance scorecard helps an organization to convert its vision into the operational actions through strategic planning. So that is one of the purpose or the basic objective of balance scorecard. It is converting the organization vision into the operational goals. That is where, so after 5 years you want to become something, or you have a vision about to reach a particular destination. And so from today, so it is an everyday planning which has been contributing to achieve your long term goal. So the strategic planning is all about the short term plan being achieved to achieve the long term goal. So that is where the connection is. Okay, and that is about the very much basic purpose of the balance scorecard. And the second thing is all about, it will help to improve the internal and external communication and monitor business performance against strategic goals. So when the strategic goals being fixed by the company or by the top level management, so it checks, it monitors by efficient and proper communication. So the strategy has been formulated, and that formulated strategy has to be successfully communicated to all other levels. Okay, and because that is where the effective implementation is possible, when it is effectively communicated. So what is actually the plan and how it has to be achieved, how it has to be implemented. So these things must be communicated effectively. In return, once the strategy has been implemented, then that has to be reported to the top level about its performance. So what is its present status and how it is being helping to achieve the objective or to achieve the business goal. So have the strategy being successfully being implemented, that the question for that will be understood by whether the strategy is been working effectively working, or whether it is giving you the expected result in reaching the organizational goal. So that also must be communicated. So downward communication and upward communication is very important to be considered when the strategy is being formulated, implemented, and even it has to be evaluated. So in complete the strategic management process, effective communication plays the major role. So the balance scorecard helps you to effectively communicate the results to the top level management about what is the status of strategic implementation. So that is what about the objective of balance scorecard. And the one more purpose of balance scorecard, it will help an organization, it will help the management to measure its goal, whether the goal has been achieved or not. So what is the percentage of the success being achieved, what is the percentage of objective or the goal has been achieved, whether you have reached 70% as planned or 80% or 90%. So that is where it helps to measure it in terms of values, where you can consider the assessment through the values, and you can give the scores about its performance. So by the scores one can understand about what is the weightage being given for the different criteria, and based on that the evaluation takes place. That is about the balance scorecard. Yes, and very importantly, the purpose, after knowing about the purpose of balance scorecard, let us understand the traditional valuation system with respect to the success of the business. To understand the success of the business, one has to understand about how the individual success is being measured. And most of the time, the individual success is being measured through their financial capabilities and financial soundness, which in turn make you to understand it. So people used to measure the individual success based on what is the asset made by the person, what is the wealth created by the person, okay, what is the quantity of jewelries being purchased by them, what is their investment percentage in various assets, on jewelry, on gold and real estate, and many other things. Okay, so individual performance, individual success being measured mainly by a traditional criteria called as financial measures. So financial measures in the sense where the earnings, the income, and the investment, okay, and even there the individual standard of living were considered in measuring the individual success. In a similar way, when we are talking about the business, so business success also being measured by its financial performance. So how, the question comes next, how? So the financial performance of the companies, the financial performance of the organization is being measured. We all know that we prepare the financial statements as per the accounting standards which is being issued till date. So by following those standards, the reporting takes place, and finally the financial performance is being measured and it is being recorded and it's being reported through the annual report. So financial statements, that is profit and loss account and the balance sheet, will give you the understanding about what is the company or the organization performance, or the status of the company, or the financial soundness of the company will be known through the financial statements, that is financial measures. So by seeing its profit level, we compare the profit of this year with the past performance. So this year the profit is this much, okay, that's around 10 lakh. And what is the profit in the previous year? So it is whether it has increased or whether it has decreased. So super earning profit, that is super earning capacity of the company, which tells about. And the wealth, we go through the balance sheet, what is the asset creation. So company has invested in what kind of investments the company has invested on physical assets, that is on the fixed assets and on the current assets. So we will evaluate from each element point of view that we have shown in the balance sheet. So in the similar way, we will consider the financial performance being measured through financial statement analysis and the ratio analysis. Okay, so like that we calculate the current ratio, liquidity ratio, asset test ratio, that's quick ratio. And this is where we try to understand, to evaluate the performance of the company, that is financial performance of the company. So that is a traditional evaluation system mainly considers measuring its financial capability, giving priority to measuring the financial capability to measure and to consider the organization's success. Yes, but from the balanced scorecard point of view, that is from the modern experts reviews point of view, the modern companies not only consider the financial measure, they don't think only from the financial perspective. So as suggested by the developers of balanced scorecard, that is Norton and David Kaplan. So they have considered four criteria or four perspectives in balanced scorecard. So when the balanced scorecard is being used as an evaluation tool, so the four criteria being considered, what are those four criteria? The financial criteria, financial perspective, as already we discussed, which was considered even in case of traditional evaluation pattern or a system. So apart from that, what are the other three criteria being considered? So from the customer perspective, from the internal business process perspective, and even from the learning and growth perspectives. So four perspectives being considered to evaluate the performance or successful implementation of the strategy. So I'll tell you once again about what are the factors that is being considered, or the perspectives which is being considered by the management or by the company to evaluate its performance by using balanced scorecard. So financial perspective, financial measures, customer perspective,